What's up, guys? Blade Master here, back again with some more Total War Attila online action. This is another match from the New Era tournament. I'm casting this as part of Total War Online TV. And this match is a battle between Shieldbreaker from the Grail, or Arcticshieldbreaker from the GrailKnights clan versus Poccopacs from the FG clan. We've seen a lot of Poccopacs before in Total War Rome 2. So let's see how we'll do in Total War Attila. So with the Ostrogoths, Arcticshieldbreaker is going to be faced up against the Allens, which Poccopacs has brought. So with the Ostrogoths, a total of 4 elite Ostrogothic pikemen, 1 Germanic bow up in front, and 4 Germanic archers in the backline for Arcticshieldbreaker, and a total of 3 Gothic warband, it seems like. And since the tournament has, allows you to bring a total of 8 cavalry, it looks like Arcticshieldbreaker has gone ahead and brought the maximum number of cavalry. He's brought a total of 8. He's brought a total of 4 Germanic horsemen, or 2 Germanic horsemen on his left flank, and 3 Germanic. Can it be? Yeah, 3 Germanic horsemen. So a total of 5 Germanic horsemen, and a couple of noble Gothic lancers, and 1 Royal Savonese general, and a total of 3 Gothic warband. So all in all, I would give this build a solid, not so solid, just a mediocre, slightly above average 6 on 10. The Germanic bows are a complete waste of money. 4 Germanic archers is good. Bringing the noble Gothic lances is a pretty big waste of money in my opinion, especially since you're sacrificing extra Germanic horsemen who are much better in their role as a melee cavalry. By bringing these noble Gothic lances, not to mention that these noble Gothic lances themselves are pretty expensive. And take a look at their health. I mean, at 204 and 33 armor, they are very susceptible to both, just extended combat and archer fire. Just not very good units at the end of the day. Meanwhile, Poccopacs has brought a total of 4 Germanic pikes, 5 Germanic archers, it looks like, unless he's gone ahead and brought Germanic bows. I don't know who brings Germanic bows these days. Not to say anything, not saying that, bringing Germanic bows was a terrible idea from Arcticshieldbreaker, but as you can see, this is just not very cost effective. So he's brought 5 Germanic archers. He's also brought a total of 5 Summation warband, it looks like, 1 noble Alani cavalry with a single gold, and a total of a total of 4 noble Alani cavalry, so a total of 5 noble Alani cavalry and 1 Alani general. The Royal Savonese general is nowhere to be found. Oh, there he is. Okay, the Royal Savonese will probably do much better than the Alani general. In terms of the general choice from Poccopacs, probably around a 6 on 10 is definitely. Because the Germanic packs, okay, he's done well bringing 5 Germanic archers, decent choice. Bringing the Sarmatian warband themselves is a pretty decent choice as well, but the fact is that he hasn't brought a total of 8 cavalry, which is a massive mistake. And on top of that, he's only brought noble Alani cavalry themselves. They're decent units, but might as well just bring Germanic horsemen and save the extra money and just bring a couple of Alani. When you bring Alans, you have the opportunity to bring 6 Germanic horsemen and a couple of Alani cavalry to provide the morale boost from their discipline and courage. So why bring a total of 5 noble Alani cavalry all said and done? Just bring a total of 6 or 5 Germanic horsemen, bring a couple of noble Alani cavalry to provide the morale boost, and then bring your Alani general if you so wish to, or much better, just bring the noble Germanic swordsman general instead. So that's the reason why I give this Alani build such a low score. It's very hard to go wrong with the Alans, but I think Poccopacs really hasn't done a good job bringing the right build. Germanic archers so far looks like they're content firing into the pikes. Again, not a smart decision. Just move up in front a little bit. Let me just get the right marker here. Move up in front, just I think around over here would probably be right, and then just start firing into the Alani general. I don't think shock cav really have some shock cav have shields. Let's see if the Alani general have shields, or do they have any sort of a missile block chance? No, they don't. So the Alani general themselves would be very susceptible to missiles if Arcticshieldbreaker so wished to just fire into them. Doesn't look like he is. He's moving around with his Germanic archers now. I think he's starting to just decide to fire into the noble Alani cavalry. Not like they'd be too much of a hassle to these Germanic horsemen, considering the numbers bonus that Shieldbreaker has here. The Noble Alani Cavalry, well, what Poccopacs has done with this build is basically he's dependent on his Noble Alani Cavalry to do well, and he's also dependent on his Sarmatian Warband to do well. And I think the Sarmatian Warband will do well, but I think the Alani Cavalry will be a severe disappointment, especially if he doesn't move them away, because the Germanic archers are basically just having free reign, and they're allowed to. Poccopacs is allowing them to just move around into advantageous positions and then fire into these Noble Alani cavalry. Meanwhile, he's more than content killing off these elite Ostrogothic pikemen. Not that they really do too much, anyways. I think a Sarmatian Warband just charging them head on would probably just kill them off, anyways. At the end of the day, you have to realize these are just units that cost only 420 talents. The game is being played very close to the one of the red lines, so having that could come into play. Like that means that there's fewer opportunities for each player to like flank around, because there's just less distance, less space. Elite Ostrogothic pikemen here starting to die to these Germanic archers, but Poccopacs is not doing a good job. He should instead just fire into these guys, especially since he doesn't have any Germanic archers firing into his archers on the other hand. Meanwhile, Arcticshieldbreaker is going to start firing into the Noble Alani cavalry with his Germanic archers. So the Alani cavalry are going to charge into the Germanic archers in response. So the Germanic archers with access to only 1 or 2 volleys doesn't even look like they're. I don't think they even have. Oh my god, they're not even using flaming shot. Wow. So they're not even using flaming shot. So it's not really like they're going to do any sort of damage, because as we all know, flaming shot is basically the only type of arrow that archers can use that really helps. So one of the Noble Alani cavalry is going to charge into the Noble Gothic Lancers. The Noble Gothic Lancers, actually, they're going to charge into 2 Noble Alani cavalry. The Alani cavalry will take max 5 casualties on the charge, but after that they're going to destroy the Noble Gothic Lancers, I think. But here Poccopacs are actually going to get charged at by Germanic horsemen, and these Germanic horsemen can probably just charge through the Germanic pikes, considering they're so low in health and they're already getting slaughtered by precursor javelins. And then he can just charge in and get into the Alani general, who's already taken 5 casualties, and get into the Sarmatian Warband and the Germanic archers in one go. Noble Gothic Lance is proving to be a severe disappointment, as I predicted. The Germanic horsemen, though, they probably do well against the Noble Alani cavalry, since they've got these Germanic archers just firing into them. But he should use Arcticshieldbreaker should use his Gothic Warband very quickly to just try and support. Poccopacs is doing a much better job supporting his cavalry engagement here with his Sarmatian Warband, getting into the Germanic horsemen, I believe. And just from those precursor javelins, they're taking a ton of damage, and especially from the Germanic archers. He's doing Poccopacs is doing a very smart job here, just moving around his pikes, because the cavalry for Arcticshieldbreaker is the cavalry for Arcticshieldbreaker is moving around the flank. So if he's going to face his pikes over there, that means they have a solid wall that they can't get through. The Alani general doing very well for Poccopacs. They're going to kill off these Noble Gothic Lancers, and then they'd have a very advantageous position by killing off the Germanic archers, and then they can also rear charge the Germanic horsemen as well. Sarmatian Warband being pulled behind, and then the Noble Alani cavalry also being pulled behind. What? There's just some really weird moves being played in this game that I don't really understand. The Sarmatian Warband didn't get a proper charge in against the Gothic Warband, but it's going to be a fight between 2 very similar units, so it's going to be tough to decide who's going to win. The Germanic horsemen here dying for Arcticshieldbreaker, and here the Noble Alani cavalry should just charge into these spikes while they're running and chasing after them. Not really sure what Poccopacs is really doing. Did I just say Arcticshieldbreaker? I'm sorry. All these units are for Poccopacs, and he should charge into the elite Ostrogothic pikeman, the one elite Ostrogothic pikeman that's left for. Actually, no, he's got some more elite Ostrogoths left, but this is the only one that would probably make any sort of difference. But now he should start charging into the Royal Sionis general. He should definitely do that. The Alani general needs to be pulled back, and they need to be kept in a safe distance, because they're not really going to do too much. It was a mistake bringing them in the first place, so he should just pull back with them. But they are instead going to get charged at by Royal Saonis, and like unlike the Alani General, the Royal Saonis are an absolutely excellent unit. They're just so high in their health, armor, melee defense, melee attack, weapon damage, charge bonus, just amazing units all throughout. Sarmatian Warband just chilling here. I'm not really sure what Poccopacs is doing with them. He is killing off the Germanic Horsemen. I think he's just busy concentrating his micro on them. The general for the Alans is just not doing well, so that's a pretty big concern for Poccopacs. But he looks like he's just going to try and charge into the Germanic Horsemen and try and kill them off. But the problem with Germanic Horsemen and melee cavalry in general in Attila is that they just take far too long to die, especially the Germanic Horsemen with their access to 53 armor and 247 health. He's popped steady on his Alani General, but it's not like they're going to do too much. Only got 33 kills, about to die, only 19 units left. Killing off the Germanic archers with his Noble Alani Cavalry is Poccopacs. He's still got some. He's got a huge numbers advantage here, and he's definitely got the cavalry advantage as well. The Sarmatian Warband is going to. I'm not really sure how this is going to really go down, but he's got so many Sarmatian Warband here that are just going to charge into the Gothic Warband that Arctic Shieldbreaker really doesn't have much of a choice. It looks like Arctic Shieldbreaker is not really going to win this game. Let's just put this on fast forward. The one mistake that Poccopacs did was misuse his general, his Alani general. The Royal Saonis, on the other hand, has 50 units left, and they're going to charge into the Noble Alani cavalry. Oh my God! This is actually getting close. What? What? How did? Okay, this is getting really close. This Royal Saonis with 39 kills just killed off the Alani general, and the Germanic archers, just so many of them left, but they don't have any ammo left, and they're actually starting to waver now. The Sarmatian Warband, on the other hand, only has 20 morale left, and the Noble Gothic Lancers somehow getting 102 kills. How did I miss this? And they charge into the Germanic archers, and they'll probably do well there. And the Noble Alani cavalry just wavering. This is the most topsy-turvy kind of match that I've really seen in Attila so far. Wow. How did Arctic Shieldbreaker like pull this off? I have no idea. And the Germanic Horsemen here, they're like pulling away from the elite Ostrogoths, I believe. Oh no, the Germanic pikemen, and they're going to take a ton of casualties in the process. The Royal Saonis is still left. There's still a lot of cavalry left for Arctic Shieldbreaker, and they're going to charge into the Sarmatian Warband. But the problem is that they're very tired at this point, so their charge bonus is really not going to matter that much.
So you think, I'm very tired now.
So the Sarmatian Warband really aren't going to take too many casualties. And they're going to kill off the rest of the Germanic Horsemen. The Royal Saonis is really the big problem for Poccopacs at this point. They've got 95. They're about to get 110 kills. Definitely, yeah, 120 kills with the triple gold chevron. Triple bronze chevron. Still have half of them left. This is getting to be really, really close. The Noble Gothic Lancers charging into the Sarmatian Warband, and at this point, wow, this is just crazy. This is insane. Arctic Shieldbreaker just manages to pull one out of the bag and manages to win this game somehow. I have no idea how he managed to win that game. The Noble Alani Cavalry, as I mentioned before, were just a massive waste of money, especially with a single gold chevron. Should have brought Germanic Horsemen on the other hand. I'm just trying to process this victory. I have no words to say. That's crazy. This was an excellent match. Sarmatian Warband doing well across the board. The Gothic Warband not doing much. It's really hard to see how Arctic Shieldbreaker really won this. The Gothic Warband didn't do too much. One of the Germanic Horse probably proved to be the MVP. The Royal Sound is by far. My God, what an excellent unit these guys are. They basically won Arctic Shieldbreaker the match because the Germanic Horsemen didn't do too much. Noble Gothic Lancers, one of them did okay, but the other ones other ones were massive waste of money. The Germanic Horsemen, one of them did well, but the other ones didn't do too much. I think Poccopacs, for 90% of this game, was on the upper hand, but he lost his cavalry And then the Royal Savages just really proved their tankiness and their strength in this game. Anyways, guys, that's the end of this battle. Hope you enjoyed it and stay tuned for more. Peace.